In today's video, I'm going to give you 6 ways you can increase your Social Security benefit. Now, the way Social Security benefits work is they're going to take your 35 years of highest indexed earnings. Index meaning they're going to inflation adjust it. So they've got standard factors based on inflation and they will increase it. Now, there is a cap on the maximum amount of your maximum amount of your earnings that are subject to Social Security. So any year in which you earn over that cap, you're just going to get up to where the cap is. So they're going to take your 35 highest years, they apply a few factors, and that's kind of how they come to your benefit. Now, if you delay it, it can increase. If you take it earlier than your full retirement age, you're going to get a decreased benefit. Now, real quick, my name is Scott Caulfield. I am a CPA and a CFA charter holder and the founder of Sophos Wealth Management. The first way, based on what we just talked about, to increase your Social Security benefit is delay claiming. If you delay past your full retirement age, for most entering retirement soon, that's going to be age 67. If you delay that, you're going to get an extra 8% per year. If you take it early, you're going to get a reduced Social Security benefit. I think it's about 6.6% and 2/3. And as you go even earlier, it then decreases by 5% a year. But if you're trying to maximize the biggest number of that benefit, delay taking past full retirement age. And I've got some videos talking about the benefits of taking early versus delaying. It's not always as simple as thinking about, hey, if I delay, I get an extra 8% a year, because there's an opportunity cost. You're giving up those benefits in the years in which you delay. So you really want to think about that as more of what's the internal rate of return on delaying. But anyways, for this video's sake, you will increase your benefit by delaying. Now, the second one is make sure you work for at least 35 years. If you work less than 35, you're going to have some zeros on your earning records. That's going to lower your amount of total earnings that your benefits can be calculated on. So it's going to result in a lower benefit. And if you don't have very many years of earnings, going from a little bit to a moderate amount of earnings makes a much bigger difference than going from kind of a high amount to a higher amount. So just getting as many years as you can and ideally filling up those 35 years. Third one is kind of related. Maximize your earnings. Get the most high earning years into that 35 years of earnings that you can. So for some, that might mean adding extra years of work. Let's say, you were in school or you're traveling and you didn't really start working until you were 30. Or in your 20s, you were earning, but you were making very little. That's not really helping the Social Security benefits nearly as much as the salary that many get later in life. In your late 50s and into your 60s, often people are at peak earnings. That's going to help those Social Security benefits more. So by optimizing those earnings, adding some higher earning years to roll off those lower earning years, that's going to make a big difference. Now, also for those who are younger, this might sound obvious, but do what you can to earn the most you can in the future. And by increasing your future earnings, that will in fact increase your Social Security benefit, at least as the way the law is currently constructed. Now, next one is to make sure you're coordinating your spousal benefits. So married couples oftentimes have different strategies, especially around when each one claims, if one spouse is going to receive a spousal benefit and be better off that way. Additionally, you're going to think about survivor's benefit. If there's a big disparity between the two spouses and one's going to receive a much larger benefit, it sometimes makes sense to delay that because there's a spousal benefit. If one of those two spouses passes, let's say the higher earner passes, the other spouse can then claim the survivor benefit and get the full benefit of the spouse that passed. So just make sure you're kind of optimizing spousal benefits and really thinking that through. That can actually have a very big impact to a married couple's total Social Security benefits. Another one is to make sure that you avoid working if you receive your benefits early, or at least avoid making too much. If you make too much, your Social Security benefits quickly get reduced and quickly taper all the way off to zero. So just make sure you're aware of how much you can make if you're planning on claiming those Social Security benefits early. Don't want to shoot yourself in the foot there. And then the last one is taxes. Just be aware of taxes. Up to 85% of Social Security is taxable, but it can be zero. And a lot of retirees have more control, more levers to pull over their taxable income than most other Americans. So, for instance, you can try to be strategic about what accounts you pull from. When does it make sense to do things like Roth conversions or realizing capital gains? You want to kind of be strategic about that, because by reducing your tax burden and doing some tax planning, you're going to increase at least the total amount of after-tax Social Security you get. May not actually impact your pre-tax Social Security, but the net, end of the day after-tax dollars in your pocket can go up. So hope you found these tips useful. Always appreciate it if you like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with anyone you think would benefit. Appreciate you tuning in today.